Yeah. So this week, Sony Santa Monica has been on Twitter teasing something. It's really like weird, but they tweeted out like, "Ooh, click here to see the next segment," and it was a video of like some dancing shoes, and then you click through, and it went to a NeoGAF thread, and then it was like, "Click here to see the next segment," and you went to a Facebook post, and then that had more dancing, and then it was like, "Click here to see the next segment," and you click there, and it takes you to Sony Santa Monica's website, and then they had another, and they're all just like pictures of wireframe feet. Like it's really, we're not wireframe, but
like ballerinas to me.
Yeah, or like a lot of people.
When you say like dancing, it like makes me think of Happy Feet, but I feel like it was like dancing.
It's like it's a graceful movement.
It's dancing.
Dancing.
That was probably the most cultured thing ever on the show.
Yeah,
brought to you by Culture Editor.
when you take words that we always make sound dumb and you make sound smart, it's very nice.
Thank you.
She can do actually a pretty good American impression.
Really? Can I hear it?
What do you want me to say?
Can you do like a southern, like John Wayne type of?
I don't know if I can actually. What's Sony Santa Monica's new project, guys? I don't know.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's me trying to do an American accent right now.
Really?
You're not hearing it? I feel like I'm doing it.
I feel like you're doing pretty well.
Am I not?
No, okay, now you're doing it pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah. You'd have to throw in like 10 more likes and like I like.
Oh my God.
There you go.
That was pretty good.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's all I need to say.
Jen?
I was looking for more of like a hi everyone, I'm Alana and I'm having a great time.
So you wanted me to like turn into
just
a
the worst, the worst person.
God, you always do that John Wayne impression.
It's
you
a
and
fun
Max.
one. Well, Per Schneider does it really well.
Yeah, Pear's non-accented English voice is my favorite thing.
Anyway,
accent English
What is
voice.
Non-accented?
What is
like
non-accented English?
Well, I'm sorry,
Do you
not
mean an
non-accented.
American accent?
he means like us normal.
I mean, I'm used to Pear's accent is what I'm saying.
This has been the number one jingoistic podcast.
Maybe changes.
when he changes his accent. Man, we are not culturally sensitive.
So what's going on with these feats?
So
we don't know. I mean,
but the weird thing is, we know Santa Monica's working on God of War.
So that was the thing. Last year during PSX, Corey said,
Corey of Corey and Topanga from Boy Meets World.
He was like a big
Corey in the house.
No, Corey Balrog.
He was a
the
big
fighter
God of War
from.
guy.
He was one of the bosses of Street Fighter 2. He was also the demon that fought Gandalf in that pit.
Yep, we've named all the Corys now.
No, those are the Balrogs.
Corey would be Corey from Boy Meets World.
You got Corey Haim. You got the dead one. No, that is Corey Haim.
No, Corey.
Wow.
Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's up with these feats?
So Corey Balrog is back at Sony Santa Monica and kind of said something. I mean, it wasn't streaming, but he said something at last year's PSX panel about making a new God of War that was quickly kind of scrubbed from the world, and we haven't heard anything about it since. I mean, my guess is we get a God of War announcement on stage.
We have to.
And he is on.
What do you mean by
future...
something? Was it like, yeah, maybe we'd make another one?
No, he's saying it's like he straight up said, like, yeah, we're working on the next God of War.
Maybe I'd think about it.
I mean, yeah, it was one of those like half
explicit
announcements, but he said it when he shouldn't have, basically, and they've never really acknowledged it officially.
So that's basically confirmation.
Exactly. Yeah. And the fact that like they were very.
Well, and they brought back, he was the guy who did God of War 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
he left and came back.
So does Kratos do ballet now? Does he fight this woman with her feet? Why are these feet here?
That's almost definitely it.
The big thing to think about is Sony Santa Monica is also kind of the incubator where that game company was working and where Giant Sparrow was working. And like
Edith Finch, yeah.
Exactly. Like there are a lot of smaller studios that operate within, it's called XDev, within Sony Santa Monica that are kind of using office space there, but it's not God of War.
Okay.
It's kind of like the fourth floor here used to be, way back.
I'm going to throw this out there. Here's a prediction.
DMX.
The next God of War stars a female Kratos.
That would be incredible. I'd play that
named
game.
Karen.
All right, now you're losing me.
Forget that last part. Go back to the part where I had you. No, I think that'd be really awesome if they made a female God of War.
God of War.
I don't know if they would do that though.
How come?
Well, because it's so. The entire franchise is so rooted in that lore of Kratos being the God of War. Like,
yes, it would be a reboot at that point. It wouldn't.
It would have to be.
Unless it was some weird mystical thing where he got turned into a woman or something.
It goes against the mythology.
But I mean, they have to
reboot in the video games industry.
They have to do something because like Ascension was kind of dumb, and so like they have to rebound from that. Like,
I think
the original trilogy is so like,
and I mean,
widely regarded.
It's that thing too, where like when Guerrilla stopped making Killzone and we saw Horizon, it's like so much more exciting than any Killzone game could ever be to me.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. Like if they're making another God of War that stars Kratos and it's like the same thing again, I'm just like I would rather see you do anything else.
Well, I think there is that level of franchise fatigue. I think the interest in the PS4 God of War would be the visual identity that the game would have and just the gorgeous set pieces. That would be the real thing that would sell me.
Also, like, I think it'd be cool to do a God of War game that's not about Greek mythology. That's about Norse mythology.
Yeah.
That's about
So you want it to go like the
mythology.
way Assassin's Creed does, where they can kind of
Just
time
change
hop a
it.
little
That
bit.
would be cool.
Yeah, I'd
to
be
be
down
fair,
with that.
just to your point, though, I guess it's fair to note that God of War, second related only to Gran Turismo, was the success for PlayStation. In the days when, like PS3 had a much smaller install base than 360, like God of War games did do pretty well. And so I can see them just making a really pretty current gen God of War, same old thing that would probably perform incredibly well.
That just personally wouldn't.
Because even Second Son sold very well for a
Right.
franchise that typically hadn't. So I think, a new God of War probably would just do well.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of
With
disheartening.
Second
'cause-
Son, I feel like it was more the timing.
Because
Yeah,
it was like
definitely.
we didn't have
PS4
anything to
game.
play
Exactly.
on PS4.
Whereas you God
It's
of
just
War
based-
wouldn't be
Yeah,
sold
I mean,
that.
it was a great sort of like showboat for your new system. Like
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
a
it's gorgeous.
gorgeous
Yeah,
it was
looking
also a
game.
fun game.
Still
it's
is a
also
gorgeous game.
it's that thing though where like the install base is now past 30 million,
Yeah.
and so like any of these games that is like, especially after this dearth of first party exclusives that we're seeing this fall, like any big Sony first party game that is very pretty, I would imagine will sell pretty well on
Yeah.
PS4 at this point.
Yeah, it's not like God of War wouldn't sell, but I just don't
Yeah.
imagine too many people really caring.
Like buying a system for it or anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the safe bet is a big, pretty traditional God of War, and the out there bet is a time hopping Karen themed God of War.
Ghost Ballet.
It's one of those two for sure.
What if the ballet game is just a game based on? What if it's the Kanye game based on Runaway?
Maybe it will
The video
be.
about ballerinas.
You think so?
I hope so.
Yeah?
Kanye's been working on that game for like 7 years.
I don't think so. I
Yes,
think
he has.
He hasn't been working.
He started Donda.
It doesn't mean
That's
he's
his
been
game
working
company's
on it.
name. Yeah, yeah, yeah.